Thank you for joining me on this special video broadcast. My name is Oladipo Clement. On this video, I'm going to show you 4 simple steps for achieving your financial targets now and always. So as long as you have a means of livelihood and you want to constantly meet your targets or even exceed them, then the simple steps I'm going to share with you on this video will tremendously help you. Now let's take them one after the other. Number 1 is, how much money do you really want to make? How much exactly do you want to make? And now this is a question of income. So how much exactly do you really want to make? The clearer your financial targets, the easier it is for you to achieve them. And so I give these 2 simple frameworks for helping you to clarify the exact amount of money you really want to make or need to make. The first part of that framework is, what are your obligations? Your obligations essentially refers to those things that if you don't fulfill them can be very embarrassing. And you see, the reason for this framework essentially stems from the psychological concept that as human beings, we are either running away from something or running towards something. We are motivated either by pain or by pleasure, right? So in setting any target, you have to examine what will go wrong if you don't achieve them, and then examine what will go right when you do. And that's why you have to examine the obligations. Your obligations are essentially those expenses that if you don't meet them, they can put you to shame. It can be very embarrassing. And so because you are motivated by pain, it will compel you to pursue them. And this is so critical. So when you list out those obligations, it may range from school fees to paying rents, if you are not yet a house owner or a home owner. And even if you do, you have steady utility bills, you may have property taxes, you may have land use charge, you may have quite a number of other obligations around the property. And then if you have aged parents, aged grandparents that from time to time provide medical care for, then that also will be part of this list. If you also have a debt you are servicing, that may also be part of the obligations. So it's important to list out in clear terms, with exactitude, how much money you really want to make in the light of your obligations. When you list that out, sum them up. The second part of that framework is your aspirations. And these are the things that essentially makes life more comfortable. These are the things that bring you pleasure. These are the things that will go right when you achieve your financial targets. And it's very important. So it could range from, maybe you want to buy a second car, maybe you want to go for your PhD program, maybe you want to go for another course, maybe you want to go on vacation with your family, maybe you want to buy a second house, maybe you want to build another business, you want to start another venture and stuff like that. So whatever brings you higher level of fulfillment and brings you some degree of pleasure, those are the things that refers to your aspirations. Now sum them up. Add it all up, gives you a sense and gives you an idea how much money you really want to make. I hope that helps. The second step and the second question you need to ask yourself is, how much sale will fetch you that income? How much sale will fetch you that income? Now, each time we talk about salespeople already can relate, but those who are not necessarily salespeople begin to think of, oh, do I need to go and sell something before I make money? The truth and reality is that you need to give something up for something. Every time I need to generate any measure of income, the first thing that crosses my mind is, what will pay for it? What do I need to give in exchange for this money that I need? And that's my way of thinking. That's exactly the way I process. That's the thought that preoccupies my mind, and that's how I process how I need to generate income. All right. So when we talk about how much sale will fetch that income, we're talking in the light of what value are you going to give in exchange for this income that you really want to make. Number 3 is, how many products do you need to sell that will fetch you that income? All right, because essentially products and services are conveyors of value, right? So there's something that somebody is paying for that will convey the value that will produce that income. And it is that value that you give out, the perceived value of that product, is really why people buy. Until the perceived value of your product is way more than the money that people will pay for, they're not likely to give you money. And so, how many products do you really want to sell? And then the number 4 is, who need what you are selling? Who needs the products that you are offering? Who needs this product? Where can they be found? Who is holding your money, essentially? All right. Where do they unwind? Where do they worship? If you look at all of these things, it will help you to streamline. And so in making this a bit more practical, if what you intend to earn, if your financial target you have is 10 million naira, or let's say $10,000 monthly, just for ease of calculation, let's use $10,000. All right. And then the value you need to give, or the sale you need to make, if you earn 10% of every product you put out there, of every sale you make, then it means that you need to get $100,000 sales in order to generate that revenue, that income. Okay. And then if your product sells for maybe $1,000 per unit, or $10,000 per unit of a product, it means you need to sell 10 units of that product to fetch you $10,000 income monthly if you earn 10% commissions or 10% professional fees. All right. And now the next critical element is narrow your emphasis, or narrow your focus on the market that can pay, or that are desperately in demand for what you are selling. And the more of that you do, the better you get at it. And let me wrap up by saying that beyond who needs your product, it's also important to identify who know the people that need your product. And the more of that you do, the more sales you make, and of course, the more money you will generate. You want to know more, you need coaching, you need accountability partner, you need guidance on a number of things. Feel free to click on the links in the description, and I see you in the next video. Bye for now.